Hello, dear friends. Great events are also taking place in the sky. Opinion piece: Six planets aligned. August 20th. Mental clarity brings challenges. Period of changes. Time for reflection. Increased intuition. It's not right versus left. It's sanity versus insanity. Kennedy will ask for the end of chemtrails. Descendants of the woman and the snake. Many would not survive the solar flash if it happened now. A Babylonian tablet predicting the end of the world deciphered. Let's start. Tomorrow, Wednesday, August 28th, a great planetary alignment will take place in which six planets will align during the early morning: Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn will be visible without special equipment. However, Mercury will be closer to the horizon, making it difficult to observe. Uranus and Neptune will require the use of a telescope to be detected. Although the planets appear to be in line from our terrestrial perspective, they will actually be at different distances in space. This phenomenon occurs because all the planets in the solar system orbit the Sun in approximately the same plane, known as the ecliptic. Also, on Wednesday, August 28th, Mercury ends its retrograde phase. Communication can be difficult and even confusing when Mercury is retrograde. We speak without understanding each other and do not necessarily hear what the other says. Changes. The disalignment of six planets is considered a powerful event that could symbolize a period of significant changes, opportunities for personal and collective growth, and heightened awareness and intuition. This alignment favors introspection and self-discovery, brings moments of mental clarity, and vision for the future, offer opportunities to align personal goals with higher purposes, and brings challenges that drive personal growth. August 28th, 2024 could be seen as a day of intense inner work and reflection, with an emphasis on reviewing our goals, relationships, and values. The combination of energies from Virgo and Pisces could lead us to find the balance between the practical and the spiritual. The retrograde of Mercury and Pluto suggests that it is a time to be reconsider and restructure important aspects of our lives before moving forward. This day can be ideal for introspection, long-term planning, and resolving pending issues, particularly in the areas of communication, relationships, and finances. Jupiter's influence in Taurus offers an opportunity to expand and thrive, but it also reminds us of the importance of moderation and stability. In short, this alignment points to a period of reflection and preparation, a time to get our lives in order and prepare for future expansions and transformations. Other announcements. January 18th, 2025 will see a grand evening alignment of Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Venus. February 28th, 2025, a full evening alignment of Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, Venus, Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. This will be the next time seven planets will be visible in the sky. August 29th, 2025, a grand morning alignment of Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. This year there is a quartet of supermoons. After the August moon, the next one will occur during the night of September 17th. There will also be a partial lunar eclipse that night, visible in much of America, Africa, and Europe. when the Earth's shadow falls on the moon as if it were a small bite. The September supermoon will coincide with a partial lunar eclipse. The October supermoon will be the closest of the year, and the November supermoon will put a finishing touch to the year. Opinions. According to Jessinger, the war in Ukraine would end on January 20th. Israel and Hezbollah rule out escalation after exchange of attacks. Kennedy says he will call for an end to chemtrail programs. Elon Musk thinks Europeans will be arrested for their social media likes. Morgan says world leaders will be unable to defy awakening vox populi. All tyrannies rule by fraud and force, but once the fraud is discovered, they must rely on force alone, said George Orwell. On How Much Freedom Do You Think You Have? By David Morgan. If the government can seize your house or farm for not paying property taxes, how free are you? It's not right versus left. It is sanity versus insanity, according to James Howard Kansteller. In his opinion, our present society is a strange hybrid of the Middle Ages, the Third Reich, and a brave new world, and it is all permeated with surveillance technology, mind-altering drugs, and propaganda from beginning to end, according to Dr. Toby Rogers. Plans. Buffon said, "We are seeing the changing scenes for what they are, efforts to block, twist, tear down, and restore. These are times that challenge the soul of human beings. Yes, everything you have hoped for is valid and will happen. Yes, some of what was hoped for may be lost and all those other possibilities, but the result will be to fulfill the promises that were made when it was started. So, there you have it. We keep telling you that it will manifest, but in its own unique and precious time. Very little change has occurred in the past month, which may mean that nothing else is being pushed forward within these confines, and it could also mean that nothing will move until everything moves. There are long-term plans, but it will be the leaders who take power who will decide how to carry them out. We have the blessings of some people, but not all. We wish we could say more, but right now, that is the perspective. We say to keep going, to get up, not to lose faith. There are still many surprises to come for the world and many moments of ups and downs. But yes, a higher intelligence will guide us when the field it hits several fans. Put your faith in motion and do what you can. This is not a time to expect any results. Get in the middle and do what you can do. The world is at a high risk, higher than ever. Bible times. 4,000-year-old Babylonian tablets deciphered that predict the end of the world. Delayed impact. The expected solar storm arrived today, Tuesday, at 8 o'clock, approximately. Carry K. Within 6 months, you will find yourself in a very new frequency. The more you allow that change and consciously work with the incoming changes, the easier it will be. Purification by Judith Castle. With the immense cosmic energies and solar flares pouring down upon us, we are in a stage of enormous purification, dissolving emotional burdens and patterns from past lives. Why do so many souls want to be on Earth now? asks Daniel Scranton. In fact, they are lining up to be here. You get to live those experiences because life on Earth is challenging. It is there for you to bring out the best in you. Emancipation from Density by Natalia Alba. Many of you are releasing density due to the new level of consciousness you have acquired. This distillation process can be very similar to feeling exhausted, with no energy at all. Two opposing realities according to Bashar. The lines between technology and spirituality are blurred, where artificial intelligence is a reflection of our collective consciousness. These are not different beliefs, but opposing realities taking shape. This week's Angel's message is about a media-related faith crisis that is driving a major shift in our collective consciousness. The second message is about the unfolding banking crisis, according to Ann Tucker. Julian Assange telegram. The solar flare will only occur at the right divine time, when the consciousness of the planet has been raised high enough to handle this energy what is coming in, because many would not survive if it happened right now. Walking Between Two Worlds by Judith Castle. You may often feel as if you are walking between worlds right now, due to the immense changes that are occurring on all levels now, as the old is stirred up to dissolve and the new is formed. Message from Ann Alberts and the Angles. False positives and true love. We do not teach positive thinking, but rather high-frequency attunement. Sometimes, what we call positive thinking is actually a mask to hide a terrible feeling. Making the Impossible Possible by Daniel Scranton. Sometimes it is necessary to experience failure or trial and error or mistake, because every time you try to make something work a certain way or use a particular approach and it doesn't work, you get closer to the solution. Nothing you do will ever be wrong. The Syrian High Council speaks through Celia Wilder about the dissolution of negative timelines and all karma. The process of awakening is not always easy, as it involves facing and releasing fears, traumas, and delusions rooted in the human psyche for generations. Artemis. It's Time of the Warrior by Galaxy Girl. The shifts of ascension are happening rapidly as the thinning of the veils between the worlds becomes possible. Our reality is rapidly changing as these separations that were taken for granted no longer exist. Ascension update by Celia Wilder. Mother Earth has embarked on an extraordinary journey of transformation that resonates deep within human existence. Over the past few days, the beating heart of the planet has been pulsing with intense, elevated frequencies, heralding a shift in human consciousness towards oneness. According to Peggy Black, more and more people are realizing that they are more than just the physical body. They are welcoming a new level of mindfulness in response to current events. More and more people are curious about spiritual practices and consciousness exercises. More and more are standing up for the rights of others. According to Keshe, you cannot find the answers you seek in your spiritual awakening journey in the chaotic outside world. Let go of the distractions and scenarios created for the purpose of generating fear in the matrix. It is best to tune in with our inner selves, meditate with attention on the heart center, and listen to the whisper of the soul. The prophecy of Genesis 3:15 draws a clear separation between the offspring of the woman and the offspring of the serpent. The offspring of the serpent, or the snake, are made up of demons, men, and organizations that manifest Satan-like characteristics. This divine entity clearly separates the two bloodlines and implies an ongoing struggle between the forces of good and evil. The prophecy anticipates the ultimate victory of the offspring of the woman over the serpent. Economy. Nvidia has become the world's largest stock. Artificial intelligence developed to accurately detect cancer. Copper price near 6-week high. Russian crude flows it hit highest level in 2 months. Mark Zuckerberg says White House pressured Meta to censor content. Gen Xers are so unprepared for retirement, they are called silver squatters because one in five have the help of his children, are referred to X generation. Europe. Russia asks France for consular access for Telegram co-founder. The Emirates asks France to provide Europe with consular services urgently. Demonstrations are called in France against Macron's power cap. The salary increase for British soldiers leaves them without ammunition for maneuvers. The Netherlands fines Uber for sending data on European drivers to the US. Spain. Extremadura pays 15,000 euros to digital nomads who move to the region. Olive oil production will double and the price will drop to 5 euros per liter. Talgo falls by almost 9% on the stock market after the government vetoes a Hungarian takeover bid. Spain imposes a transit visa on Mauritanian citizens to curb irregular migration. The government dismisses the head of the Mossos after the crisis over Puigdemont's flight. Americas. AMLO says that the West needs a transformation to get out of decadence. AMLO rolls out a dialogue with the US ambassador on judicial reform. López Obrador put his relationship with the US embassy on hold after his criticism of judicial reform. Argentina offers its lithium and critical minerals in exchange for money and investments. Argentine economy minister goes to Saudi Arabia in search of funds. Nicaragua considers relations with Brazil broken. Maria Corina Machado says that the end of the regime of horror is approaching in Venezuela. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.